Robert, how does it feel?
Not very good. We didn't get.
Hang on, we'll do this properly. No, thank you. Hang on one second, let me get my earphones on.
How did you feel about the procedure being in French?
It was difficult for me to understand. That's why I'm waiting for a transcript that I could go slowly over it and see what was actually spoken in there. The interpreter did a good job, but it was so confusing for me, and I was getting a little emotional. We're kind of hoping, me and the kids, we're kind of hoping to get the matter resolved today, but...
You weren't expecting them to set another date a month later?
No, but at least we have a competent judge. We seem to have a competent prosecutor now. I wasn't too impressed that Jennifer B.O.I.C.E walked in and sat beside our competent Crown. But I think the judge is going to weigh all the evidence, and I think our issue is going to be dealt with properly.
How are you going to feel if the judge decides not to do the appeal?
Oh, I'm not going to feel good, and we're going to go another route. I'll guarantee you that, because you can't get away with this. He's got to face up to it, and what I've seen in court today is that he wants to face up to it, and if it would have been dealt with properly on the last on the 9th, if it would have been dealt with professionally on the 9th, neither Felix Laframboise, his parents, or me and my kids would be here today.
The Crown, the judge actually criticized the Crown on a couple of occasions for how things went down on the 9th. I mean, what was it like to hear that?
Well, I didn't quite understand it. I could tell you after I look at the transcripts or what the criticisms were. I know this, it doesn't take a judge to see what was wrong with that hearing. It doesn't take a professional. My kids could see what was wrong with that hearing. Okay? Anyone who can read can see what was wrong with that hearing. We weren't represented by any Crown at all. My wife's name wasn't even mentioned, not once, at that hearing. She was referred to as a man. No one knew anything at all about the case. The case was being dealt with in French, and we had representation from a person who couldn't speak French. So, I mean, like, the case should have been stopped immediately. If we would have had a proper judge in there, right? If we would have had a proper Crown attorney there, right? They would have seen the need to stop the court right then and there.
You mentioned Jennifer B.O.I.C.E. Do you still think she should be removed as a Crown?
Oh, definitely. She was the head Crown, from what I understand. She was the one responsible for the office down here, and also, okay, she is trying to blame it on the prosecutor that day. It was her first day on the job, is what she told me. Okay, and that's why the mistakes were made. Well, it's Jennifer B.O.I.C.E. who should take responsibility for putting a prosecutor on the job on her first day to handle a case that involves a death, a case which she knew nothing about, a case which was being, and we have documents that show that French was the chosen language at all the previous appearances for Felix Laframboise. I've got the documents with us, okay? And they should have known that a French interpreter would have been required. They should have known that the accused was going to ask for a hearing in French, and they should have had a prosecutor who could prosecute in French. Okay?
Today's prosecutor was Mr. Brisebois, who's in charge of this whole Crown office. Do you hold him responsible at all?
Well, he seems to be getting a handle on the situation instead of denying it. He seems to be getting behind it, and so far I haven't seen one one thing come out of Jennifer Burke's mouth. I would met with her, and you know, she refused to answer any of my questions that I put towards her, right? And like it's stuff like that. V.O.I.C.E is sick and tired of having to deal with. Victims are continually left in the dark. They're being forgotten. The Crown Attorney is more concerned with cutting a deal with the accused than seeking comfort for the victims, seeking a fair outcome for the victims. V.O.I.C.E is not going to put up with this crap. Okay? We're going to attend hearings. We're going to be here. We're not going to go away. And like, there's plenty of victims here. Okay, you've been interviewing people throughout the morning, and we all need help. We all need the press involved. We all need representation. We've got now 3,500 members in V.O.I.C.E, right? And we're going to organize the group better. It's only 6.5 weeks old. Okay, we're going to get better at this. We're not going away. And we're going to help everyone we can. And we can't help everyone. Okay, we can't be everywhere. But we're going to try our best.
Can you just explain, what's your understanding of what happens now?